judgment to ways of the people that don't know. It drives you insane. I can't believe everybody who thinks they can diminish your flame. Oh, they seem to lost their way, breaking the shades, hypnotizing people's lives, all looking at you sideways like you're holding up their prize. People fighting wars to keep you from feeling free. They cut you from groupthink love, but you're a diamond in the rough, shining reflections of the sun. Yes, you're a diamond in the rough, shining reflections of the sun. People fighting while asleep to try to keep you from feeling free. Chains around your waist from their ways of temptations falling from grace. I can't believe the days. Oh, you are what they can't have, furiously mad. They try to bury you in the sand, but you're a diamond in God's hand, demanding connection through the ancestors. Because I've done the work, you still have the nerve to try and bury me in the sand. Yes, a diamond in God's hand, demanding connection through ancestors. Because I've done the work, but you still have the nerve to try to bury me in the sand. Still have the nerve to try to bury me in the sand.
Such a beautiful music by Zachary, Petersen. So I just wanted to come on tonight and talk just a little bit about your gifts and sharing your gifts and sharing your passion. I absolutely love musicians, and a good music or a good musician is always really, really inspiring. I work sometimes with Zachary, and he is so inspiring, and the music really allows me to tune into my own soul, to tune into my own inspiration, and together we flow into a healing experience for so many people. So thank you. I just want to say thank you to all the musicians that are brave enough to share your music in however way that you can, whether it's recording an album, singing on stage, or simply amazing. Chrysalis. Hi Ali. Hi Aroma. Thank you for sharing. One time I was watching a singer sing. He was opening at a concert, and it was actually one of the local singers. The band was called Bad Feather. So I've seen him sing separately without the band, with just his name. But it was the Bad Feather, and the way he was singing was so inspirational and so inspiring. His whole body language, his voice, his expression was purely connected 100% with what he was singing about, and it was a very upbeat music, and it just makes you want to dance and be who you are, be yourself. So I am sitting in the feeling of fire, the fire in my life, what I'm going through internally, my own inner practice. And I think Zachary's song that I began with is an amazing inspiration to do the inner work, to be within your own inner fire. And for me this week, the visualization of that is of the sun rising in the heart space, of the sun rising in the east, of the sun rising above the mountains or above the horizon. And in that space, in the sunrise space, the sun is supported by the east, and the east is the element of air, and the sun is supported by the air. The air lives in the heart chakra. So for me, it feels like the fire, the sun, is supported by air, and it feels comfortable in this area. It feels comfortable to be open and expanded and rise. And sometimes I have to plug in and I have to put my fire where it belongs, in my solar plexus, in its rightful space of action and the rightful space of burning and activating and circling and cycling through whatever cycles the fire goes through. So all the inspiration of the east, all the inspirations of the air is all around us. It's blowing the warm breeze, and it feels sometimes like an escape. When we go to the mountains, we go to escape. When we go to watch the sunrise or the sunset, we go to escape. And it feels like a spark, like the spark of awe when it's being held and supported by the love and compassion from above, from the air, from the heart. And feeling also any heartache, any broken hearts in this element of air that has impacted the sun, that has impacted the fire, the solar, the gut activating energy. And it's easy for me to drift up into the heart vibrations and feel and float in the air, in the open space of kindness, of compassion, open space to roam through love, compassion, beauty, wisdom, abundance. It's not always easy to choose to center and ground and to center into the fire, into the flame of activation and the things that need to be manifested into physical form, driven by the sun energy. And when we place the sun into the proper space in the solar plexus, into our gut, into the instinctual knowing, into the gut knowing, the place of activation, the place of our purpose, the place of our ignition, of drive, of self-worth, the place of our individuality, our unique individual gifts and offerings, the place of our will, place of our power, the strength of our actions, the strength of our willpower, of our being, of our discipline, organization, healthy boundaries. Our fiery solar power to shift through any blocks, to shift through any obstacles, to reach for the goals, to step every way and every step of the way while listening to the divine guidance through our solar being, through the sun radiating from the solar plexus up into the heart, the sun supporting the heart for me rather than the heart supporting the sun, which in harmony can be an amazing, empowering offering of its own. And for me to stop depending on the heart, to stop depending on the heart being the driving force, because I know it's in my solar, I know it's in my sun power. Sorry, I'm going to turn this off. So, to stop depending on the heart and to begin my own solar plexus activation, my own solar plexus journey in the right, aligned, calibrated, centered, and celebrated core of being that drives forward all that we desire to achieve, and to bring into physical matter and into reality our dreams, our intentions that come from the heart down through the fire, instead of being stuck or blocked by any of the insecurities of the fire, any of the feelings of not being worthy or not no self-worth and feeling small. Bringing ourselves back into the action that lives inside divine inspiration. It's waiting for acknowledgement. It's waiting for the right grid center to fit in correctly, to finally feel like I belong, to finally feel like I am finally home, to feel the fire in the belly, in the flutter of butterflies, in the waves of chills from the intense heat of what we are capable of achieving when we truly put in all of our hearts and all of our desires into the intention of serving, the intention of giving, and creating the flow of energy. So for any musicians out there, if you have a beautiful song, share it with the world, however you know how. The time to be small and to hide in a closet is over. It's time to truly stand up and rise up and be seen and continue to press on. Thank you to all musicians. Thank you to Zachary. I am excited to play together with Zach and also with my dear friend Nancy on October 5th. We are gathering for the day full of yoga and amazing, beautiful offerings of asana, meditation, sound bath, and in the beautiful Krishna temple space in Salt Lake City on October 5th. So more info will come for that. Thank you everybody for joining. Please follow Zachary or friend request him. He's an amazing, beautiful, wise, ancient soul. I bow deeply to his gifts and his wisdom. Hi Mandy. Hello everyone. Hi Linda, Kristen, Lauren. It's so true, we all need to rise up in this moment in our lives. Hi Sophia. Hi Theresa. Thank you for being here. I invite you all. So that happened. I invite you all to the sun is setting, to every evening to acknowledge that power within yourself, to connect to your soul. And every morning to ask yourself, what is one thing you can do today to become a little bit closer, to be a little bit closer to the goal, to your dreams, to your desires. Thank you for tuning in. Facebook Live, on Facebook Live Challenge for 30 days. If you have more questions about that, we have an amazing group of support to support you. Have a magical evening.